Hi guys, I'm James, drummer for Hour of Penance. Today I'm gonna show you how I practice and how I study to develop my speed techniques. Basically, I use a molar motion with my hands, helped by a finger motion and a bit of a wrist motion, so that I don't lose sound while I play blast beats, but I keep a unique dynamic of the sound. And I use the swivel technique for my feet. I will start with a foot routine that is basically formed by alternating 8-note bars and 16-note bars. These exercises that I'm gonna show you, I call them off isolation, which means while I keep the same bass drum pattern, I do different groove with my hands so that I can work on the coordination between my feet and my hands. I will start from 100 BPM and I will go until I can. I will raise up the metronome every time I finish the whole routine. After done the first part of my routine, keeping the same pattern, the same feet pattern, I usually do everything open end to get more coordination between my feet and my hands. For each speed, I usually increase the metronome of 5 BPMs every time, and I usually alternate 1 bars of 8 notes and 1 bars of 16 notes, and then I'll go on doing 1 bars of 8 notes, 2 bars of 16 notes, 1 bars of 8 notes, 3 bars of 16 notes, 1 bar of 8 notes, 4 bars of 16 notes. This helps me to work on my endurance too for my feet. Let's talk about the endurance now. For the endurance, I really don't do nothing special. I just usually put a slow BPM. What I mean with slow is from 100 BPM until I can. I always work with a stopwatch, so then I'm sure that I'm doing 2 minutes and not 1.5 minutes or 3 minutes. And I usually start, for example, at 100 BPM, keeping 2 minutes of 16 notes without stopping, and just keeping a simple tempo with the hands, so that all my concentration is on the bass work and not on what I'm doing with my hands. And then I increase the speed, and when I can't reach 2 minutes anymore, I reduce the seconds that I'm doing the exercise. So for example, if at 110 BPM I can get for 2 minutes, I'll go for 1 minute and 30 seconds, and then at 120 I'll go for 1 minute, and so on, scaling down the duration of the endurance. What I really care about in the endurance exercise is about the motions that my feet do also. When I work on a swivel technique, I see a lot of people that work on a swivel technique really stiff, and that means they're not really using their ankle, but they're using the whole leg, which gets you tensions. It's like working on a blast beat instead of with your wrist, with the whole arm, so it will get you tension because there are more parts of your body involved, so it will be more difficult to go faster. The same thing works with the legs. The more fast you go, the less part of the body have to be involved, so the more fast I go, the more I send the motion to my ankle instead of my legs. That's something I really pay attention for, and this might be a tip that can help you understand why you can get faster. You should try to develop a feeling where you isolate the ankle, and to do this you can try and do the same thing that Jojo Mayer does in his DVD with a ball on a snare. You should do the same. You should have the same feeling of having a ball under your feet and just bouncing the ball with your feet, just by moving the ankle, not by moving the whole leg. I'll show you a quick example of my endurance. I won't be playing the whole endurance exercise because it will be boring. One last tip for this video is to pay attention to the balance of your body too. If you play in a too forward position, you will give all your balance to your legs, so you will be really heavy on the pedals. If we move a little bit backward with the shoulders, we'll move the balance more in this part of our body, so it's more on a seat, and our ankles will be more free to be used for the double pedal or double bass drum or whatever. If you have any question, just write me on my personal Facebook page or on my email. You can find me at facebook.com/james.payne.w or at my email james_payne_3 @hotmail.com. Or you can check out my YouTube channel, where I do other videos explaining more in depth what I do and how I study at the youtube.com/drumbrotherproject. Hi guys, so in this second part of the lessons that I'm doing here on Sick Drummer, I will talk about the blast beats and how I played and how I practiced them either on speed and endurance. So the technique that I use the most for playing blast beats is the Muller technique, which with one motion helps me to do more strokes. For example, as you can see, with only one motion, with one arm motion, I do 4 or 5 strokes. This helps me to keep relaxed, even on really fast speeds, and being relaxed helped me to have more power, to add more power on the blast beats. In fact, I don't only use the Muller technique, but I also use a little bit of finger motion and of wrist motion to help to keep the sound even. Basically, as I said for the feet and the legs, the more fast I go, the less part of the body I get involved. So if I start slowly, for example doing a blast beat, I would move more my arms. The faster I go, the more I pass the movement to my wrist, and the more fast I go again, I try to do to switch from a vertical motion to a circle motion with the Muller technique. Exactly the same thing that you do, passing from the heel up technique to the swivel technique, which we can say it's the circular motion of the feet. The same thing I do it with the hands. For the speed exercises that I do, I usually do the same thing that I do with the feet, for the feet. So I alternate 1 bar of 16 notes and 1 bar of 8 notes, then 2 bars of 16 notes and 1 bar of 8 notes, and so on until 4 bar of 16 notes and 1 bar of 8 notes. That's because I can push on a speed without getting stiff. I can go back and relax the arms with what I call the rest bar, so the 8-note bar. I'm going to show you a couple of examples of what I do. And also for this exercise, I always have a stopwatch to keep the time, to keep track of how long I'm doing the exercises. And I usually keep 1 minute for each bar pattern. The isolation exercise that I do for my hands is just to keep the blast beat with my hand, and I switch foot. I do first right foot, then I switch to left foot, then I do both feet, so it will be a bomb blast without stopping my hands. So I'll just keep on going with my hands, and I'll just change my my feet while I'm doing a blast beat. I usually start from 100 BPM and raise the speed until I can. And even on this exercise, I usually switch bars of the foot. So I do 1 bar right, 1 bar left, 2 bars bomb blast. Then I do 2 bars right, 2 bars left, then 3 bars, 3 bars, 4 bars, 4 bars, so that I work on my endurance too. But of course, the more you raise the speed, the more tired you get playing a blast beat. So when I get to a certain speed, I don't go until 4 bars of switching feet, but I'll just keep the as long as I can. If it goes until 3, if it goes until 2, I'll just do how I really listen to my body when I do these kind of exercises. When I'm tired and I start to get stiff, I stop, because when you get stiff, you're not working on your drums anymore, and you're not working on your techniques anymore. You're working on your muscles. That won't be helpful at all. The goal is to keep relaxed, even if you're playing at those speeds. And to keep relaxed, just concentrate all the movements, all the motions in the more faster you go, the less part of the body. So if you go really fast, you can use your fingers. I use the Muller technique, so circles, movements, but don't get your arms to go there to play blast beats at really high speeds. Just wrists or fingers, or if you use your arms, it's just for those motions, like the Muller motion. So I advise to start practicing 1 foot blasts at slow speeds, paying attention at the movements. So when you go slower, you'll have the swivel technique going on, and this motion, if you want to try to do what I do. So you have to coordinate your hands and feet, because you'll have 2 lateral motion with the feet, and maybe 4 with your hand. So another exercise that I do is this one, to coordinate the movements. Each of these routine is a mix of more exercises that will take you much longer during the day to practice it singularly on their own. In this way, you still practice them and be concentrated on them, but you save time doing more exercises at the same time. And so with this routine, I can get, like in 6 months, I got at least 40 BPMs faster than what I used to play before. We have a small time to do everything. Most of the time we work, we have a job, so the more exercise we put together, the more we work on the stuff. The more we save time, the better it is, I guess. So I hope these exercises are helpful, and again, if you have any question, just contact me at on my Facebook page, facebook.com/james.payne.w, or on my email, james_payne_3@hotmail.com, or on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/drumbrotherproject. Thanks to sickdrummer.com for letting me share my techniques with you guys, and I hope these exercises will help you.